I pushed the door open and heard my daughter's voice. Not outside, not on the phone, inside. For half a second, I honestly thought I had the wrong house. Like I'd turned one street too early. That kind of dumb panic. My coffee was still warm in my hand, and the smell hit me first, burnt a little sour. I remember that. I remember thinking I should have added milk. Then I saw her. Lauren was walking through the living room, like she'd been there before. Slow steps, looking up at the ceiling. Evan followed behind her, hands in his pockets, nodding at things I hadn't even noticed yet. I didn't say anything. I just stood there, keys still in my hand. Lauren turned, smiled, and said it like she was commenting on a couch in a store. "This house is worth living in," she said it casually. No pause, no checking my face. Then she added, "We'll move in this weekend." That was the moment something went wrong inside me. Not loud, not dramatic, just off. Like a picture frame, tilted a few degrees, and suddenly you can't see anything else. I didn't yell. I didn't ask how they got in. I didn't ask why. I stood there and watched Evan look around like he was already measuring space. Honestly, if you were me right then, would you've said something? Or frozen, like I did. I noticed mud on Evan's shoe, a dark streak on my floor. That's what my brain grabbed onto, instead of the bigger problem standing right in front of me. They talked over me. About rooms, about timing, about making it work. And that's when I knew this didn't just happen. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a plan I hadn't been invited into. My name is Emma Sullivan, 67 years old. I had bought this house without telling anyone, and I was standing in it realizing I might lose it before I ever got to live in it. I didn't tell anyone because I was tired. That's the truth. Not tired like I needed a nap. Tired like every decision I made somehow turned into a group discussion I never asked for. Lauren calls it helping. "You should really talk to me before big choices," she'd say. "You don't need that much space," Evan would add, always backing her up, like they rehearsed it. "You should save your money. At your age, it's risky." Little comments, all the time, about my age, about my bank account, about what I should and shouldn't be doing with what's mine. So I stopped telling them things. I swear the moment I decided to buy the house, I already knew how it would end if I told them. I could hear it in my head before it ever happened. Lauren getting quiet in that sharp way. Evan nodding along, pretending to be reasonable, while deciding for me. The word family getting used like a leash. That's why I kept it to myself. The realtor didn't even know. Not really. She just saw a woman signing papers alone. Her pen kept clicking while she talked through the contract. Click, click, click. I almost told her to stop, but I didn't. I focused on the sound instead. It helped me not think about how strange it felt to do this without permission. I signed everything myself, every page. No cosigner. No phone calls. No. "Are you sure, Mom?" I remember sliding my card across the desk for the deposit. $200,000. My money. I'd saved it slowly, quietly, while everyone assumed I didn't have much of anything left. Walking out with the keys felt good and sneaky, both at the same time, like I'd gotten away with something I wasn't supposed to want. I didn't celebrate. I didn't tell friends. I just went home and put the keys in a drawer. I thought that was enough. You ever keep a secret just to breathe for once? Signing the papers by myself felt illegal. Not in a jail way. In a quiet way. Like I'd skipped a step no one told me about, but everyone somehow knew. The realtor slid the documents toward me and said, "Just sign where it's marked." That was it. No one else in the room. No smiling daughter. No "we did it" photo. Just me and a stack of paper that kept trying to slide off the desk. I almost laughed. Then I almost cried. Then I didn't do either. Part of me waited for a phone call. Some voice saying, "Excuse me, ma'am, who approved this?" Like there had to be permission involved. Like buying a house at 67 came with an extra checkpoint. My phone buzzed once. A reflex thing. I picked it up already, knowing what I was about to do. Text Lauren. Guess what? Delete. Just signed something big. Delete. I put the phone face down, harder than necessary. The realtor kept talking. Interest rates, timelines. Her pen clicked while she pointed things out. Click, click, Click. I focused on that, instead of the part of my brain screaming that I was being reckless. Why does independence always feel like you're doing something wrong? When it was done, she handed me the keys. No ceremony, just metal in my palm, heavier than I expected. They clinked when I slipped them into my coat pocket, loud enough that I checked to make sure they were still there. Then I checked again. I walked out alone. No one followed me. No one stopped me. The building didn't collapse. The world didn't notice. That's when it hit me. Not dramatic, just steady. I actually owned something. Not borrowed, not shared, not managed by committee. Mine. And as I stood there on the sidewalk, keys knocking against each other in my pocket, I had this brief, stupid thought that maybe, just maybe, I'd finally done something no one could take from me. I was still standing near the door when they started talking like I wasn't in the room. Lauren waved a hand toward the far wall. The couch should go there. It gets the best light. Evan squinted, then stretched his arms out like he was measuring something invisible. We could mount a television right here. Maybe center it. I opened my mouth. We'll need the bigger bedroom, Lauren said, cutting straight through me. You can take the smaller one. It's closer to the bathroom anyway. She said it like she was being considerate. Evan nodded. Makes sense. Less walking for you. That old feeling crept up, the one where my voice gets smaller the longer I wait to use it. I bought this house for our place is perfect for family dinners, Lauren said louder now. We can host. Finally, our place. I tried again. Lauren, I need you to listen. She didn't even turn around. She was already picturing it, already rearranging my life with her hands. Evan stepped closer to the wall. His shoes left a streak of dried mud on my floor. I stared at it longer than I should have, a stupid detail, but it grounded me. You didn't even ask, I said. Lauren smiled, still facing the room. We're family. We don't need to ask. Have you noticed how people decide things for you while smiling? Evan laughed once like this was all lighthearted. You'll thank us later. This stuff is stressful. We'll handle it. Handle it. Like I was a chore. I felt myself shrinking. It scared me how familiar that felt. Like muscle memory. Years of letting things slide, just to keep things calm. They kept going, talking about timing, about logistics, about moving trucks and weekends. Not one word to me, only around me. I stood there, keys still in my hand, listening to them build a future that didn't include my consent. That's when it hit me. This wasn't excitement. This wasn't confusion. This was ownership, and they'd already decided I wasn't the one holding it. I stood there listening to them talk, and felt the old math start up in my head. If I give in, it gets quiet. If I give in, there's less noise. Fewer fights, fewer slammed doors in the future. I've done that math before. A lot. Lauren softened her voice. She does that when she wants something. We're just trying to help you, Mom. Evan nodded, quick and steady. This is a lot to manage alone. We can take the pressure off. Help. Pressure. Words that sound kind until you realize they're being used like handles. I looked at the kitchen. The fridge hummed loud and uneven, like it was waiting for an answer too. My chest felt tight. Not panic. Habit. I don't know, I said. Then because I hate silence, I added. Let me think. Lauren smiled. Evan relaxed his shoulders. They heard yes. I meant maybe. That's on me. I know that. Lauren stepped closer. Of course, take your time. We'll start planning on our end. Planning. Already? Evan said. We'll handle the move-in costs. You won't need to worry about anything. I wanted to say I didn't ask them to. I wanted to say I wasn't helpless. Instead, I nodded once. Small. Almost invisible. Be honest how many bad situations started with, let me think. Lauren squeezed my arm. See? This is going to be good for everyone. Her hand stayed there a second too long. Possessive. Familiar. They kept talking. About dates. About boxes. About how fast everything could happen if everyone cooperated. Like cooperation was the issue. I watched their mouths move and felt myself drifting backward, years at a time. Every time I swallowed a no to keep things smooth. Every time I let someone else decide because it felt easier than pushing back. The fridge hummed again, louder this time. I realized something then. If I didn't stop this now, it wouldn't stop at the house. It never does. And I hated myself a little for how close I came to letting it happen. They left smiling, confident, like the decision was already made, and all that was left was logistics. Lauren hugged me on the way out. "We'll talk later," she said, like she was doing me a favor by not pushing right then. Evan gave a small nod. "This'll be good. You'll see." The door closed. Their car pulled away. I sat down at the kitchen table and stared at nothing. I didn't cry. That surprised me. I just felt tired. The kind of tired that sits behind your eyes and makes your arms feel heavy. I picked up my phone. My hand shook once. Just once. "Hi," I said when the locksmith answered. "I need to change the locks. All of them. Today." He asked why. I said personal reasons. He didn't push. I liked him for that. While I waited, I printed the deed. The paper jammed twice. Figures. I smoothed it out and put it in a folder like it might run away if I didn't. The locksmith showed up an hour later. Middle-aged guy, quiet. He worked fast. No small talk. The drill whined when he pulled the old lock out. High and sharp. It made my teeth ache. I watched the metal fall into his toolbox and felt something in my chest loosen. "Want a camera too?" he asked, pointing at the door. "Yes," I said. "Too fast." When it was done, he handed me new keys. I thanked him, probably more than necessary. I stood there alone holding them. I didn't text Lauren, not a heads up, not an explanation, nothing. It felt mean, cold, like I was becoming someone I didn't recognize. It also felt necessary, like putting a brace on a bone that was about to snap. I locked the door, then I unlocked it, then locked it again. Is this where you'd stop or keep going like I did? I sat back down and waited for my phone to start buzzing. The calls started that night. Missed call. Another. Then 3 more stacked on top of each other. I left the phone face down on the table. It buzzed anyway, rattling against the wood like it was nervous. Lauren's first text was light. "Did you get busy?" 10 minutes later? "Mom, are you home?" By morning, the tone shifted. "Why aren't you answering?" "This isn't funny." Evan took over after that. He always does when Lauren gets emotional. "We need to talk. You can't just change things without telling us." Then the word that made my stomach tighten. Legal. He typed it like a warning shot. "We'll explore legal options if you're going to act like this." Like this. Like protecting myself. Lauren called again. I let it ring. Then she left a voicemail. Her voice sounded higher than usual. "Tight. You promised," she said. "You said we could make it work. You don't get to take that back." I didn't promise. I said, "Let me think." That difference mattered to me. Apparently not to her. I picked up the phone, typed a response, deleted it, typed another, deleted that too. My thumbs hovered useless. I could already hear how anything I said would be twisted, softened, or used as proof I was still negotiable. The phone kept buzzing. I didn't flip it over. Why does quiet make some people panic like that? By afternoon, the messages turned sharp. Accusations. Guilt. Evan again calmer now, which somehow felt worse. "This isn't how family treats each other," he wrote. I laughed once, out loud. A short, ugly sound. Silence stretched. Hours, then a full day. And something strange happened. They unraveled. Lauren sent one last message that night. "Please just answer. You're scaring me." I stared at the screen. That word stuck. Scaring. I hadn't raised my voice. I hadn't threatened anything. I hadn't even explained myself. All I'd done was stop responding. I set the phone back down, face still hidden, and realized I didn't know silence could do that to people. The knock wasn't polite. It was loud, sharp, like they were already angry before the door even moved. "Mom," Lauren shouted. "Emma, open the door." I stayed where I was, inside, quiet. The new lock felt solid under my hand. That surprised me. Evan's voice cut in lower, tighter. "We just want to talk." I heard him pacing, then the sound of a phone call connecting. He didn't bother hiding it. "Yeah," he said, not whispering. "We're outside." "No, she won't open the door." "Locksmith police? I didn't know. I didn't ask." Lauren knocked again, harder. "This is ridiculous. You can't do this to us. I stepped closer to the door, but didn't touch it. My voice came out steadier than I expected. "This is my house," I said. "You can't come in." There was a pause, like they hadn't prepared for that sentence to be said out loud. Lauren laughed once. High, brittle. "Don't be dramatic. I'm not," I said. "I'm being clear." Her voice cracked then. "You're really doing this?" "After everything." Evan snapped. "Emma, open the door before this gets worse." That word again. Worse. Like it was something they controlled. I didn't answer. Lauren started crying. Loud. Messy. Then just as fast it flipped. "You're selfish," she screamed. "You're doing this to hurt me." The door rattled once. Just once. Evan hitting it with his hand. Not hard enough to break anything. Hard enough to make a point. I didn't move. "Would you've opened it?" "Just to make it stop?" "I'm not discussing this through a door," Evan said. "You owe us a conversation." I leaned closer, close enough that my forehead almost touched the wood. "I don't owe you access," I said. "You don't live here." Silence. Heavy, breathing on the other side. Lauren sniffed. Evan swore under his breath. The call ended. They stood there a few seconds longer, like maybe I'd change my mind if they waited. I didn't. Eventually their footsteps moved away. The porch went quiet. I slid down against the door and sat on the floor, heart loud, in my ears. The door stayed closed. They left angry, loud. Doors slammed. Tires peeled out like they wanted the whole block to know who was wronged. I didn't hear from them for 3 days. Then Lauren called. Her voice was different, softer, careful, like she was stepping on thin ice. She suddenly noticed. "Hey, Mom," she said. "I just needed to talk." I stayed quiet. She filled the space fast. "Things are kind of tight right now. Bills, the car needs work. It's just a rough patch." There it was, the pivot. Evan didn't say anything in the background this time. That told me more than she realized. I felt the pull. That old reflex. The one that kicks in before I've even decided. Fix it, smooth it over, make it easier. Why does help only feel fair when it's on their terms? "I can help," I said slowly. "Later. Not right now." She inhaled sharp. "What does that mean?" "It means we need space," I said. "And respect, and some distance." Silence. Then her voice cracked. Just a little. "So you're punishing me now?" "I'm not," I said. "I'm setting conditions." That word landed heavy. Conditions. Her breathing changed. The crack disappeared. Her voice flattened out like a door closing quietly. "So there are rules now," she said. "Yes." She laughed once. No humor in it. "You've changed." I almost said no. Almost explained myself. Instead, I let that sit. "I'll call you back," she said. She didn't ask when. The line went dead. I stared at the phone longer than I needed to. My hand hurt from gripping it too tight. That version of me, the one who pauses, who doesn't rush, who doesn't rescue on demand, she doesn't like her. I'm still getting used to her too. But she didn't call back, and for the first time, that didn't feel like a failure. The house is quiet now. Real quiet. Not the awkward kind. The kind that settles in and stays. Every morning, I sit in the same chair by the window. Same routine. Coffee first. Then nothing in particular. The light comes in slow, like it's not in a hurry to decide what kind of day it'll be. I like that. I didn't win anything. That's important to say. There was no victory lap. No moment where I felt proud and tall and justified. I just stopped losing. My phone doesn't light up the way it used to. No constant checking. No pressure disguised as concern. Family feels distant now. Not gone. Just farther away than before. Some days I miss Lauren. I miss the version of her that laughed without keeping score. Other days I don't miss her at all. That part surprised me. I replay things sometimes. The door, the yelling, the silence after. I wonder if I waited too long to draw the line, or if now was the only time it ever could have worked. I don't have a clean answer for that. I lock the door every night. Still do. Same sound. That small click when the bolt slides into place. It's not fear. It's habit. It reminds me I get to decide who comes in. I used to think strength looked loud. Big speeches. standing your ground with your voice raised. Turns out it can look quiet, like not answering a call, like saying later instead of now, like holding your keys and not handing them over just because someone expects you to. If you're watching this and any part of it feels familiar, you're not alone. I didn't have a guide for this. I just figured it out one decision at a time. Messy, late, human. If you want to share your own experience, leave it in the comments. Stories like this don't end cleanly, and that's okay. Sometimes all you get is the ability to live with the choice you made. I don't know if I did the right thing, but I know I can live with it.